So if I can give you 10 very important keys to success in real estate, right? Let's start off with number one. Number one is going to be mindset. I've always said in every presentation I've ever given, every class I've ever taught, mindset is the key to your success. 80% of your success, in essence, will actually come from your mindset. If you start off any meeting, any conversation, any presentation, and your head is not in the right place, you're not going to be successful. So just understand the importance of really being able to focus on where you're at mentally in that moment, right? You're having a bad day, find a way to snap yourself out of it, right? Find a way to be able to control your emotions because, when you're in a room with people, when you're with your clients, okay, they're going to be able to feel the energy that you're giving off. So mindset is going to be the key to everything. It's also going to give you the confidence that you need to be able to go out there and perform at the highest level. Number two, invest in your growth. So many times we think maybe it's because, we're being selfish or, we don't want to put ourselves first, but you have to put yourself first, right? You have to be able to be committed to investing in your own growth. I've always said, right, that once you stop growing, you start dying. So find ways to keep pushing yourselves, find a way to keep sharpening that axe. I'm always, whether it's on YouTube, whether it's trying to attend, online presentations, going to live conferences, I always want to find a way to continue to educate myself, to keep investing back into my mindset, right? Investing back into my own knowledge so that I can continue to perform at the highest level. Number three, stay plugged into a community. Look, you're only as good as who you surround yourself with. Have you heard that before? I know I've been told that for years, and it is so true. Find a community that you can be a part of that shares the same values and goals that you have, right? That's going to help you kind of, stay motivated. That's, heck, even going to push you to continuing to want to strive, And look, I'm sure you've heard this saying before too. If you're the smartest person in the room, guess what? It's time for you to leave that room, right? Keep challenging yourself. Listen, I love obviously the circle that I've been able to surround myself with, but at times I want to continue to challenge myself as well. I want to find an opportunity to really be in a room full of people that I'm going to continue to look up to and that I want to be able to really motivate myself to get to their level. Number four, you got to master your daily routine. I read a great book many years ago by the author Hal Elrod that I've used in multiple presentations that I've done for years now, and it is called Your Miracle Morning. And I can tell you that I've been able to take what's taught in that book and apply it to my daily routine, and it allows me to actually start my day on my terms. So look, if you want to have that sense of being in control of your everyday life and in your business, it actually starts with your morning routine. Give yourself that extra 30 minutes, 45 minutes, an hour. Is that worth being able to actually have that feeling of being in control to accomplish anything that you want to accomplish? I would assume that the answer is probably going to be yes. It's definitely worth it. So spend that time every morning, whether it's, in prayer, whether it's being in silence, meditating, right? Where your focus goes, your energy flows, right? So having the opportunity to visualize and see yourself going through your day, achieving your goals, right? Exercise, get the blood flowing, right? Take your thoughts and start to actually journal, write them down on a piece of paper and actually kind of go through, maybe even in your own planner, and actually write down all the things that, not that you have to do that day, but the things that you're going to accomplish that day. And I can guarantee you put that into practice and you're going to see a drastic change in what you're able to do and accomplish here going forward. Number five, leverage technology, but leverage it with intention. Look, I have been around a lot of realtors over the last several years, and they've seen the emergence of all of these new technology platforms that are coming out there. And let's talk about AI for a moment, right? There's people out there that are just in fear. They live in fear, and they keep saying, oh my gosh, could it be one day that even AI takes over what we do? No, look, you know what? I want you to hear it from me. It's those that don't embrace technology, those are the ones that are going to get left behind. And I've been saying that now for the last couple of years. I myself utilize AI almost on a daily basis, not to do the work for me, but to assist me, to collaborate with me, to help me be able to actually perfect whatever it is that I am working on, whether it's a presentation, whether it's a speech that I'm going to give, or whether even if not, I want to do my own research. Embrace technology, utilize it. I'm telling you, that's what's going to allow you to continue to evolve and grow in real estate. Number 6, you got to build your own brand. There was a great TED Talk done now years ago. I think it was back in 2009 with Simon Sinek. And he literally talked about being able to actually market yourself in a way that's going to stand out. And nowadays, especially in real estate, if you were to go around and take just a small population, take a small amount of, call it 10 realtors, and you were to ask each one of them, hey, what is it? Like, how do you market yourself? I guarantee you, naturally, immediately, the first thing that's going to come out of their mouth is, well, hey, I sell real estate, or I am an expert in commercial real estate, luxury real estate, whatever it is. Is that really going to attract clients to them? I mean, think about it. Right? Go on your social media, right? Go into any of these real estate communities and see exactly what are people posting. Realtors, what are they posting? Hey, call me if you need to buy a house. Call me if you want to sell a house. Everybody's saying the same exact thing. How do you stand out? You stand out by creating a personal brand. And what Simon Sinek said in that TEDx video, which was amazing, is that people will choose to do business with you, not because of what you do, but because why you do what you do, right? What is your purpose? Identify your purpose. What is your true why? And use that. Let that basically morph into what is your personal brand. For years at La Rosa, we didn't just say we were a technology company, a company that was offering agents 100% commission. We said that, you know what, we're about family, passion, and growth. Because you know what? That is our why. That is our purpose. And that's what's allowed us to stand out as one of the largest real estate companies now in the United States. Number 7, be a problem solver and not just a salesperson. You know what actually gets underneath my skin, what kind of, boils my blood, is that when I see agents, all they do is like, they're just out there like telling. This is the house you should get. This is why you should get this house. Do clients really want to hear that? Right? Listen, if you really want to connect with a client, first of all, the first thing that I want to teach you is understand who they are and what are their needs, right? What are their challenges? People will do far more to avoid pain than to gain pleasure. So find out what are their challenges that they're currently having to deal with. Maybe living too far away from where they work, or maybe living too far away from, their kids' school, or whatever it may be. Understand what are their challenges, what are their needs. Find a solution to that. And when you can become a problem solver, that is how you're going to be able to create and connect with your clients. That's how you're going to create a relationship, and that's how you're going to be able to build rapport that is literally unbreakable. Number 8, follow up. But don't just follow up. Follow up like a pro. Look, here's the deal. I literally get frustrated when years ago, when we would hand out leads to real estate agents, right, to realtors. They would get the lead, they would attempt to reach out to them, maybe even have a communication, have one conversation with them, found out that they weren't really looking to buy like right now, and then they would almost forget about that person. They would never follow up. Guys, it's so important to continue to follow up, because at some point, they're going to be ready. At some point, they're going to have the need to move forward. Or, you know what even frustrates me even more? It's when realtors will work with a client, take them through the entire process, get them closed, right? It's a closed transaction, and they don't follow up with that client. Sometimes the second dollar is easier to earn than the first, right? Hear me when I say that. The second dollar is easier to earn than the first, because the first, you're trying to create a relationship with the person. You're trying to develop that rapport and that trust, right? And you finally get them to that place where they will work with you. They close a transaction with you, and then you don't follow up ever again. You don't communicate with them. I can tell you that I've seen this happen over and over and over again. So make sure that whatever you do, it's not just about reaching out and making contact the first time. It's having a plan in place to follow up with your leads, follow up with your past clients. And I guarantee you, if you do that, if you execute on that, you'll see your business grow exponentially. Number 9, create multiple streams of income. Look, my father taught me that when I just started getting in the business. And, I started to go through different cycles, right? Different times of the market where the market was hot and heavy. Other times it was slow. And he always said, Joe, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Don't depend on just one source of income, one source of revenue coming into your business. And we have actually built our business now at La Rosa over the years with creating multiple opportunities for La Rosa to generate revenue. And not just for us, we wanted to create that opportunity for all of our agents. So at La Rosa, for example, you have 9 different ways that you can generate revenue, 9 different ways that you can actually earn income, okay? Not just by selling real estate. It could be in commercial real estate. It could be property management. It could be coaching, credit repair. I mean, there's opportunities there, even with our revenue share plan, to build a business within a business. So don't just depend on one revenue stream. You want to create multiple streams in order to be able to really protect yourself here going forward and allow yourself to have the greatest opportunity for growth here going forward. Number 10, focus on legacy, not just about creating listings or getting buyers to want to work with you. Every single thing that I do, I want to be able to do it in a way where my focus is, how am I going to be remembered in this transaction? How am I going to be remembered in this business venture? All right, what kind of an impact are we going to be able to make in the market, in the community, with our clients? If you have that kind of a mindset, to me, that's a winner's mindset. You're not just focused on the now, you're focused on not just the now, but the future. What kind of a legacy are you going to be able to create for yourself? Legacy to me is such an important word. And if you really truly understand that and you focus on everything you do to be about creating a legacy, I can promise you, you're going to separate yourself from everybody else out there in today's real estate industry.